This video is about life transitions and protecting your mental health. First, I will define life transitions. Next, we will do the dizziness life experiment together, where I will introduce you to a powerful way to prepare, handle, and even thrive during challenging transition periods. And finally, I will share 5 practical tips that you can use today, which have been useful in my own life as I traveled to over 60 countries, including living and working on 5 different continents around the world over the last 20 years. You won't want to miss the tip, which I call boosting your mental health immune system, toward the end of the video. These life transition lessons have allowed me to not only prepare for future changes, but actually look forward to them. Hi, my name is Dr. Justin Adam Gelsizer, and this channel is all about protecting your mental health. Life transitions are periods in life involving lots of change to your lifestyle. They might also be a result of important events that make you stop and evaluate your life. Life transitions may run smoothly, but people often struggle to adjust to change, and they find these periods of life highly stressful and perhaps distressing. Life transitions can be seen as positive, negative, or often a mixture of these 2 emotions. Graduating from high school, college, or graduate school, starting classes, finding a new job, getting a promotion, experiencing job loss, getting married or divorced, having a child, moving to a new place, either domestically or internationally, or becoming ill or disabled. All are examples of life transitions. They can be planned life events or happen spontaneously. We all have and will continue to experience life transitions during our lifespans. I want to share the first life transition mental health tip by doing a little experiment together. I call it the dizziness life experiment. As a caution, please don't do this if you are prone to dizziness spells, and make sure you are not near any items that could hurt you if you fall. But don't worry, the dizziness test is not as intense as it sounds. Okay, spin around with me 20 times as fast as you can in one direction. Ready, set, go. Now stop. How do you feel? Super dizzy, right? Okay, now spin in the opposite direction quickly 10 times. Go. Now stop. Close your eyes for 10 seconds. Take a deep breath. Slowly open your eyes and pick a fixed point on the wall in front of you. Take another deep breath. How do you feel? Are you still dizzy? Do you feel settled again? After you spun around 20 times, you probably felt really dizzy. But now you have just spun around 30 times total. Why aren't you dizzy anymore? The reason for this is physiological. You have water in your inner ear that when it spins makes you feel dizzy. When you spin the opposite direction, it counteracts that spinning fluid. But this exercise also has a symbolic meaning. So for tip number 1, I recommend that you find stillness during chaotic life transitions. When feeling stressed or overwhelmed in life, the best action sometimes is to do the opposite of what you are doing. What do most people do in a life transition? They speed things up. They push hard, try to accomplish too much and too fast. The opposite action of going faster and trying harder to overcome stress is being calm. Finding stillness as things spin around you can help you settle down and find that inner peace that is needed at that moment more than ever. Tip number 2, boost your mental health immune system. One study found that the amount of stress one has before entering life transitions is a major indicator of how one will deal or cope with life after the transition. It found that prior role stress reduces the impact of life transition events on mental health for 7 of 9 events, with some differences in impact by gender. Life transition can be a good thing if the prior circumstances were very stressful compared to a new life after the transition. In other words, what you went through prior to a life transition and the level of stress that it caused you impacts how you will perceive the new life transition. I argue that not only external circumstances such as what job or what kind of relationship you were in prior to a major life transition impacts how you respond to it, but also how strong or weak your mental health state is before entering that life transition is also a major indicator of how you will handle that life transition. I call this your mental health immune system. How strong and resilient is it right now? Is it prepared to handle planned life changes or transitions, or those which can unexpectedly enter our lives at any moment? Is it worn down or rejuvenated and ready to handle whatever life throws at you? Prepare now for life's planned or unplanned major transitions. If you know you're going to move across the world soon, for example, do everything you can to boost your physical health now, because physical health and mental health have a symbiotic and dichotomous relationship. One directly impacts the other. I talk about this in several previous videos. Exercising regularly, eating healthy, and journaling about your emotions and thoughts are important steps in preparing for life transitions. Also, getting lots of adequate and frequent sleep can boost not only your physical immune system, but your mental health immune system as well. Build up your reservoir of mental health to be ready for the next life transition. Tip number 3, downsize your life. The less you own, the less you have to worry about. When you move to a new place, for example, all you really need are 2 things: money and travel documents. That is it. The only exception to this is if you have certain medications you need to take or have physical aids that you need to use in your daily life. Clothes, toiletries, and even most items for work or socializing like a phone or computer can be bought elsewhere if lost, forgotten, or stolen. What you actually need to live day by day is incredibly small, if you take a second to think about it. As a summer job during college, I worked as a professional mover. I heard the same thing summer after summer from families in transition from their old to new homes. Wow, I didn't even know I still had that. Why didn't we throw those books away? We haven't read them for years. Why didn't we just downsize? We don't need all of this stuff. Who knew that a summer job as a mover could teach me so much about protecting my mental health? Tip number 4, reduce your workload instead of intensifying it. During tough life transitions, it is good to reduce stressors and give yourself more time and space to explore, think, and relax. Trying to juggle too much at once can lead to mental health fatigue and burnout. You want to be building up your reservoir of stored energy and not depleting it when you need it most. Adding prior stress to a life transition can lead not only to an impaired physical and mental immune system, but this can also make you increasingly susceptible to sickness as time goes along. Pull back, take your time, and when you are in a place of strength, then you can increase things like workload after other parts of your life have settled into place. And finally, tip number 5, fully embrace ambiguity and accept the life transition. Whenever I move to a new place in the world, start a new job, or a relationship begins or ends, for example, I intentionally give myself adequate time to adjust. During this time, I don't allow the roller coaster of emotions that will inevitably take place to impact how I think, feel, or act. I separate myself from the impact of change. I accept in advance that there will be an adjustment period. I know things at times will be hectic and uncertain, and that's okay. There will be a temptation to let external situations impact your inner peace and well-being. Don't let it. During the transition time, when striving and forcing things to fall into what you think is in line with what you want, just stop. There will be time to handle these emotions when you are better suited to face them. In psychological research, this is often associated with one of the skills of social and emotional learning, or social and emotional intelligence. This is not only for kids in school or useful at home to prevent interpersonal conflict. This skill is applicable throughout our lives, including in adulthood. With planned transitions, I've actually come to see them as times where I have the most fun, interesting, spontaneous, and freeing times in my life. When I feel stressed, I go for a walk. I find a new coffee shop, explore a park, or even make friends with local furry ones who are on walks with their owners. Don't give in to the temptation to lock yourself down and binge watch several seasons of your favorite Netflix or Hulu show. Get away from the environment that may cause stress and allow it time to refresh itself. Embrace the situation and moment for what it is. See the beauty of the newness and freshness of where you are and who you are with. New opportunities are waiting for you. Go and find them. It is incredible how we have so much strength to impact our mental health states whenever we give ourselves time and space to do so. When I move to a new place, for example, I stay in this period of free living for at least 3 months. Moving can be really stressful. So instead of fighting the transition, I have learned to just go with the flow. Which of these tips resonated most with you? What other tips do you have to prepare or handle life transitions? Comment below and let us know.